On Podmas today, we are joined by three lovely ladies from the Mastermind group. We have got Rachael, Alyson and Sophie, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves and what they do for their business themselves. They'll do a much better job than I will. So I'll start with you, Rachael. Can you tell us about yourself and your business?
Hi, so I'm Rachael and I'm the founder and CEO of Animal Manager. We create software platforms that help horse owners manage their horses and equine businesses run more optimally.
And gorgeous accent.
Thank you.
Putting that out there. And when does your platform officially launch?
So we're going to launch at the end of 2020. At the moment, we're pretty much there. It's just things like whenever you're dealing with horses and people's businesses, we want to make sure that everything's spot on. So we're going to launch a closed group at the end of 2020 with a general launch in sort of April 2021.
Very exciting. Well, we'll make sure at the end of this, we'll give people all the details where they can follow you and get involved in that. So Alyson, tell us a bit about you and your, I say business, but businesses, because you are a lady that wears many hats.
Well, I was just going to focus on one, really, so that I didn't kind of dominate.
I've stitched you up a bit. So
yeah, a little bit. So I'm Ali. I run Centaur line Equestrian, which is we make and repair leatherwork, all types of leatherwork. So it could be belts to bridles to new girth straps and stitching up your saddle flaps and things like that. And thanks, Ria. I'm also the head of Ali's Crafty Pastimes, which is a testament to the fact that I love doing lots and lots of crafty things. I have started designing my own knitting patterns and making things out of lace, which is, you can either do it with bobbins or with a needle or a shuttle. So I'm doing all three. It's basically just a bucket for my hobbies where I can sell stuff, really.
Fair enough. And what better, you don't need any more excuse than that. And how about you, Sophie?
So I'm an Equestrian Mindset Coach. So I work with riders and business owners in the equestrian and rural sector to work on their mindset, because it plays a massive part in our lives without us even really realising. Negativity can have a real impact on our successes, and particularly for people like riders, nerves and confidence is a big one. Business owners as well can lack confidence, and that can have a massive impact on things like setting prices, getting out there and showing up in front of dream clients and customers. So I work with people who are facing challenges, whether that's in their business or their riding, and try and just get them feeling a bit happier and more confident in their lives, really.
Excellent. So the first question is, what does your Christmas look like? And whether this is from a business perspective or a personal perspective. So let's start with you, Ali.
So this year is the first year that we've actually been up and running. So I've no idea what Christmas looks like at all. We've had a couple of orders in for bespoke head collars and a birthday present, which is at the end of the month. So we've got a couple of orders coming in. I'm tempted to not push it too much, because being handmade, it takes a long time and we're just not sure about the turnaround times. So and because I'm based on the Isle of Man, I'm mainly looking at local, selling locally, very locally, because I'm really not sure about the posting or.
No, I think that when it's your first Christmas in business, I think it is a case of sometimes you do have to sort of feel your way a bit to see, sometimes your turnaround times. As you say, because it's not a case of, you sell t-shirts, you put a t-shirt in a packet, you take the packet to the post. If someone contacts you with something that's really difficult and very technical and is going to take a lot of time, obviously that's going to take you a lot more time than someone who, you can take less of those orders than quick orders, can you? I mean, it's
yeah, because we generally make everything to order, so we don't have anything in stock. So when you order something, it's a case of, right, have we got all the stock that we need for that, or we need to order it in. We've just had for us it was a large delivery, because we're quite small fry at the moment, have intentions to get bigger. So, you know, it's a case of waiting on our suppliers and making sure that they're in stock before we can make anything. So it's also knowing the stock levels that we need to have, to be able to make beautiful things for people.
And what does it look like from a sort of personal perspective? How do you usually spend your Christmas?
I try and avoid seeing anybody at all. It's just me and my husband, and we just eat like pigs, and we very, very rarely get any off time, because we both work full-time jobs as well as having 2 horses and a couple of businesses on the go. So we just sit, pick out, and avoid people as much as possible.
That's what Christmas is all about, Ali.
Oh yeah, we could feed the 5,000, I swear.
Love that. And what about you, Sophie?
So Christmas is definitely a big family time for me. So my parents live in Norfolk, and that's where I grew up, and I now live in Gloucestershire. So it's the one time of year which is a non-negotiable for me, that I go back to Norfolk and I spend it with them. In terms of business, again, this is my first year in business over Christmas, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens. My main focus will be working with clients to get their 2021 up and running, and like set goals and make sure that they're ready to kind of hit the new year running, and that they know what they're going to do, what their goals are, and how they're going to achieve those. So it will be interesting to see how different people like to work around that time, and you know, the different challenges that they come up with at that time of year as well.
And what about you, Rachel?
So business wise, our Christmas is going to be quite busy because we're aiming to launch towards the end of 2020, but also that tends to be a time where a lot of businesses sort of reflect on, like Sophie saying, what they want to do next year. And you know, people pull out the bucket list of do you know, I'm going to go full-time coaching or whatever their business is. So we have both like the big yards, independent riders who have a couple of horses, so they'll all be planning their season. And then we've also got everything from physios, physios, we've got coaches, we've got photographers, we've got anybody who runs a small business in the equine sector. So it'll be quite busy for us. And then personal time, I'm hoping to finally get out to another show. So I did my first Grand Prix in about June, and then with everything going on, lockdown, shows being cancelled last minute, I just did a lot of training. So I'm hoping in December I can get out again, but we'll see.
Well, that will be exciting. So that'll be your second Grand Prix?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, that's a very exciting way to end the year. I mean, Christmas is definitely second to that.
In dressage though, not show jumping. I don't jump that height.
No, but I mean, it's amazing. A Grand Prix level at dressage is incredible. So that's really exciting. So now move on to what's your top Christmas pick, and this can be something that you sell or something that you are dropping serious hints about that you want to see under the tree this year. So I'll start with you, Sophie.
So I'm going to talk about something that I am selling actually. This is something that seems to be in demand. As we sort of head into winter, people are telling me that they struggle a bit more during the winter months with things like motivation, fitting things in during the day, and also knowing sort of what to do around New Year, because there seems to be a lot of pressure around that whole cliche, like New Year, new me, but they don't really know what to do or how to implement it. So I've actually got a winter toolkit package that I'm selling, which is more of a sort of online course that they can do. It's going to have a Facebook community, and I will be going live in that group as well to support people throughout the winter months. So that will be running right through till spring. So it's a good opportunity for those who perhaps at the moment don't want to work with me one-to-one, or they are just looking for some support through winter. That will be a good thing for them to invest in for themselves.
That's a really cool idea. And what about you, Rachel?
So I suppose this year our big Christmas thing is that we're launching. So we're launching to initially a small group of users, and we've got golden tickets. So this is how it's all working. Ooh. So we've got a limited number of golden tickets, which we are given out to people who are interested. Now, some of those are going to, I've spoken to you directly. We've got a few partnerships on the go, but we do have some of those open as well. So that will allow you, full access to the app and allows you to sort of get in there before everybody else. So, if you're one of the only physios on the app or one of the only farriers on the app, it's doing you a favour that way. So that's kind of our big launch this Christmas.
Oh, that's exciting. I was just thinking of China Chocolate Factory and that.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I'll be honest, anything like that, I'm like, oh, so brilliant. And what about you, Ali?
I really, really, really want an Equiboodle Vixen. That is...
You will not... Mine's currently in the wash. I mean, I've got another lovely hoodie on today, but yes, you won't regret it.
That is definitely on my Christmas list.
Have you decided which design?
I really, really like the pink one.
With the rainbow...
Yeah.
It's a strong
one. That's the one. I saw it a couple of weeks back and I was like, oh, that looks so exciting. I'm not really a pink person, but that's definitely going on the list.
And now I'm going to ask about a time hack for Christmas. And actually, based on how these Podmases have gone, not all of these are time hacks, but things that make the Christmas period a little bit easier that you do. And it might be, things with the horses or things with Christmas lunch, but just to make life a little bit easier. So what about you, Rachel?
This is my favorite thing. I'm the biggest time hacker person ever. So I'll try to think of what I do. But basically what's really helped me all year round, but especially coming up to Christmas, is I create a new calendar on Google Calendar and call it Day Plan. And that's my weekly routine. So I time block different periods of the day for different things, and it varies across the week. So the days where I'm riding, I block out those couple of hours to go ride. I block out time for meetings. I block out time for deep work and stuff like that. And then you can sort of layer your appointments on it. So if somebody calls you last minute, it's like, can I have a quick meeting with you? You know that you do that Tuesdays 2 to 4 or Thursdays 3 to 8 or whatever suits. That's what I found has been brilliant.
Well, I like that. Brilliant hack. And what about you, Ali?
I'm going to go with a Christmas hack, and this is my favourite thing to do. Totally spreads out the cost of Christmas and just makes it feel Christmas early, because I just love it. Is to get a huge cardboard box, and wrap it like a tombola box in Christmas wrapping paper. And then as all the Christmas things start to come out and you start to buy things before Christmas, you put all of them in the box. So you can have all your booze, crisps, chocolates, biscuits, whatever you want in there, and even wrapping paper and ribbons and whatever, just whatever you buy. And then come the 1st of December, that's when you can start eating and drinking the consumables, and you can just celebrate it. So it just sits in the living room and it's just like a little box of festive. It's amazing.
I love that. And as you say, for kind of spreading the cost, you can kind of keep your eyes open for bargains and things like that throughout the rest of the year, or, depending on obviously the shelf life of things, but definitely for a few months before.
Yeah. Oh, all the 3 for 2s and, buy one, get one free. You can just keep them there, and then it keeps it in one place. So it stops everything disappearing around the house, and then you know what you've got.
I like that a lot, actually. And what about you, Sophie?
Well, mine was actually going to be very similar to the first one, because I like to create a calendar, and I like to change a to-do list to a priority list. So I will have in my calendar little blocked out spaces of time. So I might have an hour, I'll block them out into hours or half an hours, or maybe 2 hours. And then on my priority list, I will then layer it on top and say what's important. But I think if you have a really long to-do list, you feel really demotivated when you get to the end of the day and you think, I've only done half of it. So I like to have my, say, 3 things that have to be done that day. They are non-negotiable, so I put them in my calendar. And then when I get to the end of the day, most of the time I've done those 3 things plus maybe 2 little things from my to-do list. So it makes me feel really good because I've completed more than I thought. So I like to do that instead of wading my way through a really long to-do list, which you'll never get to the end of.
No, absolutely. I think they're really good tips. Oh, I think you'll have knocked that out of the park. Okay, so now there's slightly random questions because they weren't random. What is a tradition that you and or your family do around Christmas time? And I'll start with you, Ali.
Me and my husband always argue about when the Christmas tree's going up.
Brilliant. And do you win?
It's a joke argument because we both love Christmas, but he always tries to put it up really early, and I always joke around about putting it up really late. So it's like this tradition, this mad tradition of just having this argument, this random, heated discussion about when the tree goes up.
That's brilliant. And what about you, Sophie?
So we always have a big Boxing Day, Christmas Eve breakfast with a group of friends, which this year probably isn't going to happen because of COVID, because there's definitely more than 6 of us. But we normally go out for a big sort of brunch on Christmas Eve and then go to the beach and take the dogs for a walk. So that's our sort of tradition for Christmas.
Oh, that's lovely. What about you, Rachel?
Well, normally it would be the big family get together. Now we're thinking of some creative way of getting around that this year while still being socially distant. And how those change. But normally it is going with the dog. I have a golden retriever, and it's going with her to get her Christmas outfit because I'm one of those people who puts the dog in a Christmas outfit. So last year she had a Santa jumper and Santa socks.
Oh God, this is the best one ever.
Yeah, so it started when she was a puppy and I got them, and it was my granny and granda just thought it was brilliant and, couldn't get over the dog. And then it came up last year and they went, oh, has Poppy got her outfit yet? So it's become a thing. So I'm going to have to go to Pets at Home and get Poppy's Christmas outfit.
I love that. That's brilliant. The next one is the best gift you've ever received. So if I start with you, Sophie.
Oh my goodness, that's a really tough one. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
So I'll start with you, Rachel. Best Christmas gift you've ever received.
You can see I'm just panicking here. No, there's been loads of things. It was probably one year. Actually, no, I can tell you what it is. The best one ever was whenever I was about 10 or 11, something around that age. And I just got my first pony and we were completely clueless. Like, we didn't know anything about ponies. We were really lucky the yard we were at sort of looked after us and guided us. And for that Christmas, I got my pony club membership. And I remember going, I didn't even know what the pony club was. All I done was, clear around show jump where I fell off across the 40 centimeters or something. And Dad came down with my pony club jumper and said that I'd got my pony club membership, and that just changed everything. So.
Oh, I mean, no pressure, Ali, but.
Yeah, I got, I'm a long-time fan of Pink.
Oh yeah.
And I'd never seen her in concert, and my husband got us tickets to see her. I think was it last year? We went to Liverpool to a Pink concert, and it was amazing.
She is fab.
That just tops it. It was the first thing that came to mind. It was just amazing.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a good gift. And what about you, Sophie?
Well, small world, Ali, because I was there at Pink at Liverpool as well.
Amazing.
She was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I mean, that was a great Christmas present because that was my present too. I'd say, and this is probably going to make me sound a little bit spoiled, but when I think I was 12 when I got my first proper pony, and I obviously was a horsey mad little girl, and I'd gone on and on and on about wanting a pony to my parents, and I'd only ever had a Shetland before who just chased me around the garden biting me, so I just didn't count that. And we were actually on holiday in Ireland, and we walked to the top of this hill, and my parents said, oh, we've got something to tell you. You've got a pony waiting at home. And I just said, well, can we go home then? And they said, no, we've got another week of holiday to go. And I was just desperate to get home, and that was the most frustrating thing, is that I just wanted to be at home with my new pony.
No, that's not spoiled. I would say that now. If I saw it, I'd go, well, I don't want to be here. I want to go and look at the pony.
Yeah.
Oh. And the last one is, what's your favourite Christmas chocolate? start with you. I feel like Alyson's going to just go straight in there, because have you already got some in your special box?
I haven't actually got any chocolates, but I'm always eyeing stuff up.
So go on then, Ali, what's your favourite Christmas chocolate?
Hotel Chocolat is always a good bet. Their Christmas boxes are usually pretty good.
Yes.
But Marks and Spencer's do a cherry liqueur, and I love cherry and chocolate. So it's dark chocolate with a cherry in the middle and strong alcohol.
Well, all the things combined in there.
Yeah.
What about you, Sophie?
Mine would have to be Toblerone. So we used to buy my great granddad a Toblerone every Christmas for his birthday, for his present. It just became a bit of a tradition, and me and him used to just sit in the sitting room eating it while everyone else was out in the kitchen preparing Christmas lunch.
Blooming love a Toblerone.
Yeah,
I think they're underrated as a chocolate bar.
Definitely.
Have you ever had one of those enormous ones that you usually get from sort of duty free?
Yeah, love them.
Stuff of dreams. And what about you, Rachel?
It's a wee bit of a cop-out because I haven't actually had it yet, but I have spotted on some good old Facebook adverts that Marks and Spencer's now do a Christmas Colin the Caterpillar, and I'll be all over that. So he's glittery and he's sparkly, and yeah, I need to go.
Well, I mean, good old M&S, eh? They've brought it. They've upped their game quite significantly. So now tell us all the places where we can find you all online. So if I start with you, Sophie.
So you can Google search for Evergreen Coaching and you'll find my website. I'm on Instagram most of the time as well. So at Evergreen Coaching _ Facebook, Evergreen Coaching. And of course you can email me or private message me and I will answer.
Brilliant. And you, Rachel?
So our social media is all actually locked down at the minute because we're launching quite soon. So the best place to find it is on our website, which is www.stablemanager.tech, so TECH at the end. And that's where you can sign up to the mailing list, which will be where we propagate our golden tickets. So if you want a golden ticket, that's where you put in your interest.
And who doesn't want a golden ticket? And what about you, Ali?
Oh, I'm on a million places. So I am Centaur Equestrian on Facebook and Instagram, and Digital Horse.
Well done. We're proud of you.
Personally, I try and chart my journey with the two grass hoovers that I have. That's Totally Awesome Equestrian on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also Ali's Crafty Pastimes on Instagram and Facebook. So you can follow the horses as well on Digital Horse.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been really lovely chatting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.